For Periphery, there's a very specific type of pickup that you need for the sound, because one of the reasons is we have 3 guitar players. So the pickup needs to be tight, it needs to be well defined, it needs to have, when you play chords, you need to be able to hear the entire chord and not just like the bottom and top strings.
Not just a mush.
Yeah, and when we do play leads and we play solos, it needs to be able to cut above all the stuff that's going on. So that's kind of the thought that went into the pickup that I have here, and it's a lot of it has to do with the tightness. It has to have a very tight bass response and a really punchy mid range. Yep. But it can't. If I go to a clean channel, I'm on my bridge pickup. It can't sound all tinny and harsh. So these are. It's a very carefully thought out thing to build a pickup that works for this band.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, in Dream Theater's situation, I'm the only guitar player, so you know, there's still the issue of a band that has a dense orchestration. But to me, you know, I want the guitar to kind of be just all encompassing. You know, just like have this great, huge, sort of broad spectrum of tone to it. So, you know, when you go into a rhythm section, there's not 3 guitar players playing, so it just needs to sound like a mountain of sound. It needs to sound massive, yeah. Just coming at you, you know, like a freight train. And the other part is there's, and you guys have this too, but there's other dynamic elements. You know, the clean sound has to be really pristine and clear. And of course, I do a lot of soloing and single lines. And for me, the biggest thing is that the pickups have an expressive quality.
And I think like with a lot of people don't really recognize this. At least I feel they don't. But the right hand is just as important as the left hand. And with the right hand, this is where your dynamics come from.
Absolutely.
And this is where your emotion, a lot of your emotion comes from. You know, you can wail for days, but if it's not sounding good in the right hand, where's where the pickups sit. And, but yeah, I think as far as your guitar sound goes, it's perfect for Dream Theater, and it's perfect for a single guitar player band. Yeah. Because you do sound, when you play a riff, it sounds double tracked. It sounds huge. I always tell people this, but when they ask me if I ever take lessons, I tell them that I have, but I learned more from you in a month than I learned from the years of lessons that I ever took anywhere else. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And you're still playing in C.
Yeah, right? I can't get it. It's stuck.
It's a big influence. Yeah. It's not major, though.
I had this memory that just popped into my head, but I remember throughout the years, you were always asking me to hear my playing. You
Yeah.
wanted to hear my band, and
I
I was
remember
always
that.
very hesitant to
Yeah.
show you anything that I was working on. But once I finally arrived with Periphery, I felt like that was the time to show you what I was working on, because I felt like you could appreciate it, and you could hear the influence that Dream Theater's brought to it.
I remember that. I'm like, let me hear something. Like, you're like, oh, not yet. It's like, oh, I'm never going to hear anything. And then he comes with the Periphery, and I think it's really, really cool that the music you're playing and your band, I'm a huge fan of it.
Thank you.
I love it.
I think one of the most important things to recognize about Periphery as a band is that we don't really see eye to eye on a lot of music. There's only a handful of bands that we can all enjoy together, and one of those bands is definitely Dream Theater. And we believe, at least the way that we hear the music, there's a lot to be heard in the music that's from Dream Theater, and especially the use of the 7-string guitar. That was definitely like something that you brought to the scene,
Cool.
that the metal scene, that was appropriate, and it came in at the right time, and you made it sound a very specific way. And I think people should know that Dream Theater is such a huge influence on the sound of Periphery. And
That's awesome to hear. Thank you. And for you guys coming, being influenced by us and some other music, whatever, you took it to a different level. You took it to a whole new place, and you expanded upon the whole genre of prog and mixing metal and like technical music with progressive music, longer song formats and conceptual things and instrumental stuff, crazy playing, all that stuff. You're taking it now, even further and to another level. So that's amazing, and that's what's great about the whole scene. The whole progressive music scene is, a lot of the bands kind of build off one another and are influenced by one another back and forth. It's pretty wild.